Hello and welcome to another Unshakable podcast. I'm Saar, mindset coach, alignment coach, identity coach. And this podcast is about helping people see a little bit of the work I do and get a glimpse into how consciousness work looks like. I hope to help people who attend this podcast break free from some of the false identities they hold, some of the fears that lead their lives. And mostly I want to expose you, the listener, to maybe a different way of seeing the self. Today I have with me Rachel, a good friend. And Rachel,
Hi.
hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure all mine. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Let's begin with, who are you, Rachel?
That's a very small question to start with.
Very small question.
I'm Rachel. I'm 37. I'm married. I have 2 kids.
What do you do in life?
So I used to be a lawyer for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had a health episode, which was very dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
And that was about 5 years ago, at which point I decided I was quitting my job, turning my life completely upside down and starting to live for myself as opposed to for everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And now I am a breathwork facilitator and an ice bath instructor. Meditation I do. I teach yoga. I work with people on consciousness and basically just live life.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So why are we here?
Why are we here? It's a great
Yes.
question.
A good question.
Around 5 years ago, when I awoke, shall we call it, to life, I stopped being very cynical to anything that had to do with consciousness. And I started to understand that my entire life had been run by some sort of system, internal system, that in the beginning I really thought was the brain. And I realized that I have a lot of, pardon my French, shit that I need to recalibrate in my system in order to get past it. And it's been a journey, and it still is a journey. And I find that every time I take a step, I eliminate some of the fear in that step, and that enables me to go to the next level, because some things are still, shall we say, maybe like too scary to deal with. So I put them off.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, okay, it's time. So I did a lot of work with anger, and I did a lot of work with like bitterness that I had experienced. A lot of work with like all sorts of operating systems that I have inside me that are subconscious, but that come into consciousness, like come into every part of my life. And where I identify that they don't serve me anymore, I want to get rid of them. And that's how I got to you.
So what do we want to get rid of today? If I had a magic wand, you know this story, if I had a magic wand and I could give you anything from this short hour session, what would it be?
So one thing that I've dealt with a lot over the past, I would say, year or 2 years, mostly over the past year, is I found out that I am a very like people-pleasing person. Ritsui. People-pleasing?
People-pleasing.
And I kind of do it subconsciously, and then afterwards I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, why? Why? But I try to deal with it, but I still find that it comes back every time. I still want everyone to like me, which a lot of times means that I don't bring my authentic self, because that might not be something that people like. And I'm still working on that, and I feel like it's not dealt with yet.
What would happen if people don't like you?
I wouldn't feel very good.
So wouldn't feel very good is a description.
Yeah.
It's not a feeling.
Right.
How would it feel if people don't like you?
Feels like I'm constantly thinking about it. Like, how can I fix that? How can I get back into harmony with this person? And what does it feel like physically? Feels in my stomach, like tight all the time, until I know that we're back to a harmonious place. It feels like a sinking feeling in my gut.
Mm-hmm.
maybe also around my shoulders. Just feels like everything is tight.
And if you had to take this tightness and sinking feeling and weight on the shoulders and give it a name, what would it be? What would that feeling's name be like?
Discomfort.
Okay. So what's uncomfortable? What's making you what brings discomfort to you in other people not liking you?
It's just the feeling that people are, thinking bad things about me.
And if people think bad things about you, how does it feel when someone feels badly towards you?
It feels that I'm disappointing them.
Okay, disappointment.
Yeah.
What's the problem in being a disappointment?
Oof, the problem with being a disappointment is that basically it means that I'm not good enough.
So my problem with people that know themselves very well and have done the work is they have the answer.
Yeah.
And the I'm not good enough here seems like the right puzzle piece in this puzzle. Seems logical. But when you said feels like I'm not good enough, it didn't trigger an emotion in me. And when I sit with someone in the room, I try to almost feel what they feel. It sort of was an empty sentence. What does it feel like not being good enough?
First of all, you're very good. Okay. Because that's true. Because I know that that's the right answer. Like from my work,
and wait,
I know.
I'm going to stop you now.
Stop me.
What are you feeling now? Straight away as we're talking.
I'm feeling like you called me out.
Yeah. But what does it feel like when I call you out? What emotion came up? I see something. I see in the eyes something
came up. It feels like
up.
shame.
Shame.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like shit. He knows that I'm faking it.
Yeah, shame. How are you with shame?
Very bad.
Very bad.
Yeah.
Originally, when we spoke, you told me that one of the key feelings you feel and hate is the feeling of I'm not being seen. Often when someone tells me I'm not being seen, my question that I ask myself is why? Because it's an interpretation. And when people don't see me, and I hold the belief that we are co-creators of a reality, I also ask, why is that person not letting the world see them?
Correct.
So shame seems to me intuitively like a good lead to pull on.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
It's funny how we got to shame from two different paths, because that was our original discussion and it took quite a long time to get to that.
Yeah, well, quite quickly now.
Yeah.
It's because you're ready, and we've had a little bit of a conversation before. So shame. When was the first time, if let's assume at a certain point in life you felt shame, what would be the earliest memory of you feeling this type of shame that comes with a contraction in the gut, with a weight on the shoulder, with this uncomfortable feeling?
There are a few things that come to mind. Like, they seem pretty silly examples, but I definitely remember them.
So just a note, when someone says silly or I don't think it's related, for me, struck gold.
Yeah. Okay. So the first one, I was quite young. I don't remember exactly how young I was. Maybe I was 7 or 8 or 9.
Another here, for me in this work, I often find that 6 to 8 are key ages where these things, I think the child becomes a bit more self-aware and has a bit of a wider toolbox to understand the world, but not sophisticated enough to understand the deviations from truth that they're creating.
Yeah.
So 7 to 8.
And I really liked grape juice, like kiddish grape juice.
Yeah,
okay.
We all did.
Okay. It was super sweet. I really liked it. And I used to sneak into the kitchen and drink it straight out of the bottle and put it back in the fridge. And my mum would be like yelling around the house, like, who drank the grape juice? And I never confessed. But I think she knew that it was me. And I remember feeling like shame. Like if she confronts me with this, I'm definitely going to lie. And I don't want her to know that it's me because then she's going to be really disappointed. And I felt very ashamed because I also felt like, why are you doing this? It was kind of like an action that I didn't really think about. And then after I'd done it, she knew. I think I thought she wouldn't know, but then she did. And then it was like a sinking feeling. And I was like, oh shit.
And if you connect into this child and we ask the child, why are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
What would the child say?
Because I want to.
Okay.
Because it's yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? What in the child's essence, personality, being is causing them to act in that way?
Just a want for freedom of action and choice.
Mm-hmm. So freedom is, the other side of freedom is control. When someone tells me I want more freedom, what they say is I want more control of my life. Is that something that as a child you felt? That you didn't have control?
Probably. We also moved, we made Aliyah to Israel from England when I was 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, us kids, there's 4 of us, we were just told, in a few months, we're going to be moving to Israel. Mm. This was after my father was very ill in hospital, very, very ill, and he survived. That's why my parents decided to move to Israel. And I was just told, we're moving to a foreign country. I got to this country. I didn't know a word of Hebrew. This was in 1996. So the school didn't know English. Like, it was not a good time. I hid in the bathroom every day for about 6 months, and no one knew because the teachers couldn't speak to my parents because it was Hebrew and the girls in my class, and it wasn't a good time. I think I probably felt very like I had no control over anything. So that makes sense.
Okay. And then when you felt that you don't have control over anything, how did you act and behave?
Very strangely. For example, my mum was like, you all have to write letters to your friends in the UK. Write them a letter. So, and I remember this, and I don't have a concept of time. Did you write the letters? Did you write the letters? Did you write the letters? Eventually, what I did, I took blank pieces of paper, I folded them, I put them in the envelope, and I gave them to her. And I wrote the address of my friends. And my friends got blank pieces of paper. Yeah. Like, that's weird.
I don't think it's weird at all.
In hindsight, okay.
They take away my control, my choice, my freedom. And the essence of the human being is freedom. They force me into a box. They take away my ability to choose where I live. And suddenly they force me to take actions that I don't want to. I resist. And I resist in any way a child can. Sometimes the resistance is saying no. Sometimes the resistance is not doing. Not doing is a doing. Not taking an action is an action that serves something. Here it served the purpose of giving you a little bit of sense of control in a chaotic world where you didn't have control over. So for me, it makes a lot of sense. What else did you do? You hid in the bathroom.
Yeah, I hid in the bathroom for hours every day. I just sat there.
Do you have a memory of like a moment of you hiding in the bathroom?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's go into a specific memory there. Describe the scene for me. What's happening there?
It's pretty bad. So, because the school was it was newly built, but not in a good way. Like, they only had 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade. So it was like when you're a child in England and
So you moved to Israel?
Yeah.
And now we are in school.
I felt like I was in a 3rd world country.
Okay.
Like, it was being built around me and everything was like yuck. And I had come from like this beautiful, huge school in London. And suddenly I feel like I'm in a 3rd world country. And the toilet stall is like gross and small and dark, and I just sat there feeling very sorry for myself.
So I want the full scene. What happened before? How did you find yourself in the bathroom?
My parents, either my mother or father, dropped me off at school.
Mm-hmm.
It was just me and my brother. My brother was in a different class in that school because my other brothers were small. My brother went to his class, and I pretended to go into my class, and then I just veered to the toilet.
Okay.
And no one even knew.
Okay. And what did you feel when you were in that toilet?
Just despair. Like I wanted to,
Despair.
like, why am I even here? I just wanted to disappear.
Yeah. And if you had to find an answer for the question, why am I even here? What would be the answer? Why am I even here?
There is no answer. I don't know.
And if you had to guess, what would the child say? Why are you here?
Because someone else put me here.
Someone else put me. Someone else forced me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how did you feel? Despair? What else?
Sad.
Sad. Sad about what?
Sad about the fact that I'm alive and this is my life.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What
Lonely.
else? Lonely.
Yeah, just, I think despair is like a good word. Despondent.
Despondent.
Yeah.
It's a big word. And as this child, as you felt despair, alone in the bathroom, don't know what you're doing there, forced to be in a place you don't want to be, what thoughts came to your mind?
Fuck this shit.
Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
I didn't choose to be born.
I didn't choose this.
Yeah. I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here. And when these thoughts came up, fuck this, I don't want to be here, what decisions were made?
None.
None.
Because there was nothing I could do.
Okay.
So it's helplessness.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to be here. I didn't choose to be here. But there's nothing I can do about it.
Okay. And if we have to guess, maybe there was a decision that was made. Maybe not making a decision is a decision as well.
Yeah.
But it is a decision.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be a decision that the child made about the world, themselves, in that situation? They're there feeling despair, alone. Fuck this. I don't want to be here. What decision are they making in that moment?
I don't know.
I'll ask it again.
Okay.
And instead of I don't know and none, I want you to say, good question.
Okay.
And the reason I want you to do it because it primes the brain to look for an answer.
Okay. Okay.
And let's connect to that. You do body work, you know breath work. Let's imagine this cute little girl in the bathroom feeling despair, alone. In her mind, fuck this, I don't want to be here. What decision is she making in that moment?
Just to hide.
To hide. Okay. Because I don't have anything else to do, so I'll hide.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when we people please in life today, so people come and say, I want to stop people pleasing. That's such a big thing. What is even people pleasing? Describe a place in life today where you are people pleasing and you would like to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Can you describe for me?
Yeah. I never want to say no to, in general, I don't like saying no. But for example, like job opportunities, things like that, because I'm basically a freelancer now, so I have a lot of different opportunities, thank God. I almost never say no, or now I've started to in the past year, but I used to say yes to everything, even when I knew that I didn't really want to. Or even, for example, like a friend is going to invite me somewhere. I don't like to say no. I would rather just say yes, even though I know that I don't really want to go.
And how would it feel when you would say yes to something you didn't want to do?
Yeah, so like 2 seconds later, I'll say to myself, like, why? Couldn't you just have said no?
Yeah. And then why? Why?
Because I didn't want the to have to deal with saying no and having to state my reason, and perhaps the other person is going to get offended or be disappointed. It's just easier to say yes.
Okay.
And then you kind of lie to yourself, like, oh, maybe I'll cancel before, things like that. It's just energy consuming.
Okay. So what I'm already hearing is, in your childhood, there was an experience of lack of control, among many experiences. One of the key things I heard is, I'm not in control. And when I was not in control, I acted in certain ways. One would be, I would hide. I would hide, feeling alone and in despair, but I would hide in the bathroom, hide maybe parts of myself. The second is, I would act out of spite a little bit. I would push against it. I would drink something that I'm not allowed to drink. I would face feelings of shame because I'm doing something wrong. But even there, I would have a little bit sense of control.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something so far?
That's very accurate.
Very accurate.
Because I always preferred to have my little resistance in secret.
Yeah.
Because then I don't have to face it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to yell and say no, because that's going to be a fight with my parents or whatever. So it's a secret. But and then it's shame.
What's interesting is, under the resistance, you would always meet a little bit of shame.
Yes. Correct.
When you say no to someone today, when you would say yes and actually wanted to say no, what would be your relationship to yourself in that moment?
You mean when I say the yes?
You say yes and you wanted to say no.
Yeah.
And then, this is conscious people's action, there becomes a meta moment. I judge myself for saying something that's not aligned with where I'm at. That's the awareness. When you would apply that judgment, how would you feel towards yourself?
Disappointed in myself.
Yeah. And what sits under the disappointment?
Shame.
Shame. Yeah. Yeah. So I think if we even go into that child in the bathroom, what I feel, and this is a little bit me rushing, this is something that usually we would need to explore a little bit more. And often it's the wrong thing for me to bring things from what I feel. The right process is actually to excavate it from you. But I would say that part of the reason the child hid is she was a little bit ashamed of the environment she was in. And I'm saying it because you told the story of how this place was like under construction and building. I came from such an amazing place. I came from the light, and suddenly I'm in this shithole. So there is, of course, the lack of control. But under it, there is also a feeling of shame of where I'm at. What the fuck am I doing here?
So it's very interesting. I would say that it's pretty accurate, even though, I think it's very mature for a 7-year-old to be ashamed of where she's at. But I'm saying it's accurate because basically my parents came for a 2-year trial. So they rented this house. I did not like the house that they rented. And I have a vivid recollection of us walking up the stairs and me saying to my dad, like, what is this house? And he turned around and he lost it with me. This is where we're going to live and you're going to like it. And that's it. And, that's my recollection.
And how did you feel in that moment with your dad?
With my dad, I was like, you have said something wrong. Shut your mouth. To myself.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
And how did it feel to say something wrong? And why did you need to shut your mouth? Because what did you feel?
Scared.
Scared. So what sits under the scared?
disappointment.
Disappointment in who?
That he's disappointed in me.
In me. And how does it feel when someone's disappointed in me?
Terrible.
Terrible. And what is this terrible? Describe terrible as a description. What did you feel that feels terrible?
I want to say shame. Is that going to be the right answer?
So we can see how shame was a power that's alive in so many moments in your life. And when we spoke before this podcast, we talked about the feeling also of not being seen. I feel like some people can see me, can see the work I do. And like we said, part of the question when someone tells me they don't see me is, why am I not allowing people to see?
Correct.
And I think for you, part of the answer for that would be because if people really saw me, they would see parts in me that I am ashamed of.
Correct.
So shame is a feeling that adult Rachel is still trying to avoid.
Correct. I would say also, because I remember that conversation, and it took, again, a while with the I'm not being seen, or perhaps it was pretty quick for me to say to you, I'm not being seen because I choose not to be seen, because I hide, because I don't want people, like, it's not that they don't see me and I'm trying. No, I'm actually trying, like, to only you see whatever I choose for you to see.
Yeah.
But then it frustrates me sometimes when I'm not being seen, even though it's my choice.
Yeah. And today, with people pleasing, which is what you'd say you want to do less of, it used to be a tool for you not to feel shame. Because in the past, if I would say no to something, there is a risk of them being disappointed in me, and then I would feel shame about it. And now it developed and evolved. The strategies never stay in the same floor. They level up as we grow and become wiser. And now what happens is, and what happened not now, but the stage after it, you would be aware of yourself not wanting something, and then judgment would come, and you would judge yourself and awaken the feeling of shame, shame that I'm there. And today, you are now acting on the opposite side. I say no when I want to. But I think part of the forces that interact with your behavior, that interact with the no, are not purely free will. Here's a part of you that might say no to job opportunities. So there is a part of you that's saying no because you used to say yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you are saying no as an act of strength, as an act of resistance to the control of the shame over you. And it's not necessarily always a pure choice of me saying no because this does not serve me. It's not aligned with where I'm going. It's not aligned with where I want to create. It's that.
Mm-hmm.
But it also has a hint of resistance to the power of the shame. I am no longer ashamed. I will do it in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Is that landing?
Yeah, a little bit. I'll tell you where, like, what I'm thinking as you're speaking. My no, like when I say no, it's not a strong no.
Mm-hmm.
I will take a step back to try to, like, hint to someone that it's a no. Like, I won't own it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a conversation I like to have. So I'll try to, like, hint. So, like, I'll disappear for a few days. I'll be like, oh, I'm really busy. I'm thinking about it. I'm checking the date, where I'm actually not checking the date, not thinking about it. I just don't want to have this conversation. Putting
Instead
it
of
off.
setting the boundary or saying no straight away.
Exactly. It's still really difficult for me. And so I try to, like, hint it out. Maybe the other person's going to forget about it. And it's still not ideal.
What is the cost of that behavior?
Oh, it's very tiring.
Very
It's
tiring.
very tiring.
Yeah.
It's very tiring. It's constantly like draining on my energy.
Yeah, it's stuck in your head for a while until it's resolved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's an open tab.
It's an open tab. And then what do you feel towards yourself as you are in those loops and while this tab is open?
Yeah, frustration.
Frustration. Frustration about what?
Understatement.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm a weak individual, that I am conscious and aware, but still am not of the ability to actually do something about it.
Mm-hmm. And what is your relationship to that weakness?
It's frustrating, makes me angry, it makes me like...
Yeah, so anger and frustration and anger are very similar. Anger is a secondary emotion. It comes up after we feel something and there's a response. So I feel something I don't want to feel, and then a defense mechanism comes. You are feeling frustration, anger about having this tab open, about yourself, about this weakness. What sits under the anger?
Just that I'm weak.
Okay. And how does it feel to be weak? What is your relationship to that weakness?
I'm not weak.
Yeah. But you just said, but I am.
Yeah. There's a part of me that
there is a part. What is your relationship to that part?
We don't have a good relationship.
So?
I don't know. Is it gonna be shame?
Tell me. I'm asking. Is it shame?
Probably. I don't like being weak. I don't think that I portray someone who is weak.
Yeah.
Do I think being weak is shameful? Potentially.
Yeah.
Subconsciously.
Yeah. So through childhood, we have this emotion that we try to avoid. We've decided shame sucks. I don't want to feel shame. And I develop certain strategies that are there to avoid me feeling shame, like hiding. But at the same time, this is what's interesting about the human psyche. It can hold two different things. At the same time, we learn that shame can also keep us safe. If I'm ashamed of certain behaviors, I don't do them. If I'm ashamed of certain parts of myself, I don't show them. And then I get more love, I get more understanding, I get something. As long as I'm ashamed of the part of myself that spoke to my dad and expressed what it feels, I will not show that part again, and I will not get a feeling of disappointment from dad. So shame becomes both something we move away from, fuck this feeling, I hate it, and something we kind of sometimes want to feel because it keeps us in check. It allows us to not bring our full self into the play, because at a certain point when we brought our full self, our desires, our expression, who we are, we got scolded, we got hit, we got hurt. And at this moment, as I said, I'll say it again, shame still has power over you.
100%.
And you've done amazing, because you've reached quite far from someone who is really putting in the dungeon a part of themselves, putting in the basement this part that feels shame, the weak part, this little girl. You have shame towards the part that felt shame.
Yeah.
And I think, as I've done with a lot of people who came here, I think the work is meeting it. Because as the power of shame over me will diminish, my fear of feeling it will diminish. As my fear of feeling it will lower, my ability to take free actions in life will increase. I will have less effect of fear.
Amen.
My ability to say no will diminish, will lower. So I think if we're already here, do you agree for us to try and meet that feeling? Okay.
I do, focusing, right? Eugene Gentling. Yeah. So I do that as well. So I think
which is amazing. You have the tool. So let's take this tool that you are so good at using with others and do it for ourselves.
100%.
And we'll play together and figure it out. My goal is for us to dissolve the relationship you have with it. And that will happen as the fear of feeling it in the body will lower, but also as the consciousness structure that happens in the mind will dissolve. A feeling, an emotion is made of a sensation in the body together with an interpretation of the mind. And from there are strategies that stem and behaviors. We want to lower the body's fear from feeling it, the body's response, but at the same time also rewire the mind. So we will try and do it together and play. So sit comfortably, close your eyes. Yeah. Get into the body, which you know very, very well how to do. So what I want to see and try is two tools. Because you are so good at this work, your system might be quite sophisticated in avoiding feeling it. So we will try two ways and we will see which door will open for us.
Okay.
You have a relationship to the part of yourself that felt not in control. And your relationship to that part is shame. You are ashamed when you lost control. You are ashamed of not having control. Why am I doing this? Why am I drinking this wine that I know that it's bad? Judging, losing control. So what I want us to try is, in a second, not now, we will bring forth that part through language. You will say, I am not in control. And you will say it 3 times as a truth, in a downward voice, as a statement. And what I think is, as we will say it, it will awaken the feelings of shame in your body, the physical feelings. So we will say 3 times, I am not in control, and then look at what happens in the body. Let's start with this door. So when you are ready, downward voice as a statement, as a truth, in order to meet the feeling, I am not in control.
I am not in control. I am not in control. I am not in control.
Do we feel anything in the body?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So describe to me, what do we feel?
I feel everything. So I feel my stomach tightening. I feel my shoulders tightening. I feel the shins in my legs tightening. I feel my arms tightening. Amazing. Yeah, great.
Good. So what I want you to do is observe everything that you are feeling and give it space. Don't breathe into it like you used to. We are not here to move this feeling away. We are actually here to allow it to be. How uncomfortable is this feeling in the stomach, in the shoulders, in the shins? How uncomfortable is it out of 10?
It's like 8.
8.
Yeah, like I'm about to cry.
Good, good. I know it's hard because we are in a podcast studio, but if you can allow yourself to feel and allow the body to do what it wants to do, I'll appreciate it. So we are at 8 out of 10 uncomfortableness. This is the feeling that little Rachel could not handle. Said, I will not feel this physical sensation in the body ever again. It's terrible. But the Rachel I see in front of me is a powerful, strong woman. And she can allow this feeling to be. So I want you to try and bring up the feeling. From 8, make it a 9. Let's give this terrible sensation all the space it wants to take in the body. Can you do that? So let's bring it to 9. Let's allow this feeling to expand to wherever it wants to expand, this physical sensation, and observe it. Just observe, no need to react to it. It's a terrible sensation, but it is just a sensation. Maybe even make it 10. Fully experience it. Now, as you are experiencing it, are there any thoughts or sentences coming to your mind?
Yeah.
What are they? You can say them.
Just, I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here. These are the strategies the mind developed through a sentence as a thought to avoid feeling what you are feeling now. What I want you to do now is tell that voice, the voice that says, I don't want to be here, tell it, shut up, quiet. And instead we are going to now load a different voice, a positive parent's voice. The voice that the child, the girl, the little Rachel needed to hear in that moment, as she felt shame, not in control, as her body felt these terrible feelings. What did Rachel need to hear in that moment? What would this Rachel I see in front of me, this powerful mother, woman, would tell this little girl in that moment as she felt shame and uncomfortable? What does she need?
Just, you're okay.
Yeah, you're okay. It's okay to feel. What else?
I'm with you.
I'm with you. More.
You're not by yourself.
You're not by yourself. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Does she need a hug?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you, in your mind, give her that hug, the physical sensation of being held and loved?
Yeah.
I love you, I'm here, you're not alone. There's nothing to be ashamed of. How does this feeling in the body feel now out of 10? 5, we were at 10 a second ago.
The hug is good, I'm telling you.
The hug is good. Let's just continue feeling this thing we've been avoiding feeling for our whole lives. This feeling that we've been so afraid to feel that we have not been making choices that respect who we are and serve who we are. We've been making choices that are there not to meet this feeling. Not just, but also. And now we can see that you can feel this. And as you feel it, you can also give yourself what you need. This internal hug, this feeling of I'm here for you. You are here for yourself. No shame in being who you are, in expressing your needs and your wants and your opinions. So we are building intimacy with this sensation. We are giving it room. We are giving this part of us, this little Rachel, room. You can take her out of the basement with the feelings that she has and allow her to be. We love you. I'm here. It's just a sensation. It's not a reality. There is nothing to be ashamed of. And even if you feel shame, that's okay. I can handle it. What little Rachel couldn't, big Rachel can. I can handle this sensation. Can handle way more. And I even have tools to give myself what I need in that moment. An internal hug, this positive voice in my head. So if I don't want to be here, no, I do want to be here. I'm here. I'm here for you with myself. I love it here. Yeah. You're already looking lighter. When you're ready, slowly come back to the room, to the chair you're on, to the body, to the temperature, and slowly and gently welcome back reality. Open your eyes. Yeah.
What is reality?
What is reality is a good question. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah. How do you feel? Good.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What did you experience and what have you learned from this current experience?
First of all, I'm very proud of myself. I think that over the past few years, I've put in a lot of work, and I'm very proud of my ability to be able to focus, connect to the body, because that took a lot of work. So I'm proud of myself.
Proud of you too.
I'm proud of myself for not being scared, because that's something also that took work. And I am proud of myself for having the optimism that things can change.
Mm.
Because it sounds like too good to be true when for someone like you to say, oh, we can like eliminate your issues with shame. Like, really? In like an hour, right? But I know that it works. So while I can't tell you now, oh, I know that the next whatever offer I get that I don't want, I'm going to be able to be like, thanks, but no, and feel great. While I can't tell you that now, I am very, very sure, like 99% sure, that it will have a positive impact.
Remember, you've spent many years, your whole life, going a certain way with certain strategies, certain behaviors. It's okay if it will take a little bit to change
100%.
them. But the beauty is that every 1% of change is a connection to self. It's not just a behavioral change. It's a change that represents you acting more out of who you are, and it has compounding effects. This little 1% angle change of the ship over the course of weeks, months, years means you will be in a completely different place with yourself and the world.
Yeah. And I also really believe that the self can also change,
Yeah.
which I love.
Okay. What is a self?
Exactly. What is a self? I believe that we are born very, very clean. And from the moment of conception, we start, the computer starts collecting data. And then we just reenact. But I do believe that we can choose to be a different self, and that's okay. And I love that. But these deep-rooted feelings like anger, which I did a lot of work with, like shame, you can't just choose not to be someone who gets ashamed of themselves. That's not a conscious choice you can make. That's work you have to do subconsciously, which I think like we did now. And I know that it works.
I don't think the goal is not to feel shame.
No, that's not the goal.
No.
The goal is not to feel shame.
It's about changing our relationship with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for it to be okay. I used to hate that I was angry. I used to be like, why am I angry? I have nothing to be angry about. Everything is great. Why am I? And now it's like, yes, part of me has anger, is angry, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So with shame, again, that's something that was, as you said, like was buried very deep down. And so we'll see. Now I feel good. It's just scary.
It is scary.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
It would be mad not to be scared.
Yeah.
Of acting differently like that and fully expressing ourselves. But I think as you change this relationship and as you will meet this feeling more and allow it to be and sit with the body as that happens and at the same time change the language that comes in the mind, the fear will diminish and
Yeah.
its effect on you will diminish.
Yeah.
And this is the work.
I love it.
Amazing.
But it's also not that fun.
It's not supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Through pain, we grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, very happy that we got to see this part of you. I'm very thankful for your bravery in meeting it. I could see the fear you had before coming here.
Yeah.
And even with that fear and that resistance, you showed up. And this is courage. And from the courage, we reap the rewards.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful for you being here. And I'm very proud of you meeting this part and sitting and allowing yourself to cry. And so thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you very much.
Well, pleasure having you.